Hello and welcome to Dean Park. I have a special video for you today with not one, not two, but 3 new wagons arriving from Accurascale. If you'd like to see more from Dean Park, please click on the icon at the bottom right hand side of the screen. And if you enjoy the video, you can support my channel by clicking on the like and subscribe icons, as well as sharing your thoughts in the comment section below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. As I said in my intro, we've now 3 new wagons shunting their way into the Accurascale range. From left to right we have the British Railways unfitted 21 tonne mineral wagon. In the centre we've got the vacuum fitted 21 tonne mineral wagon, and at the right hand side we've got the British Railways Coil A steel coil wagon with nylon hood. The 21 tonne minerals form part of Accurascale's ever expanding Powering Britain range, with yet more wagons joining this family in early 2022 in the shape of the MGR hopper wagons. Introduced between 1961 and 1963, the 21 tonne wagons mainly conveyed coal between collieries and industrial centres such as power stations, steelworks, ports and paper mills. However, they were also employed to carry gypsum, rock salt and scrap. All were painted in BR standard livery. The unfitted wagons had grey bodywork with white lettering on black patches and a black underframe, while the vacuum brake wagons had bauxite bodies with white lettering. From the mid-1960s, some received Coal 21 or Coal 21 VB codes, while from 1973 they received MDO for the unfitted wagons or MDV for the fitted wagons under the TOPS codes. All also had white diagonal stripes on the body side indicating the end with the door. Initially, the unfitted wagons were concentrated in Wales, with the fitted wagons working more widely and could be seen in Kent, the Midlands and in Scotland. They operated in block trains, which could also contain other types of 16 to 21 tonne mineral wagons. By the early 1980s, much industrial coal traffic had been transferred into the hopper wagons, but the occasional 21 tonne mineral could be seen on coal traffic to local depots. Mass withdrawal began in the mid-1980s, but by 1990 there were still 512 in use. However, just 2 years later there were less than 10 in service, with all being withdrawn by the end of 1992. The models come in the now familiar packaging from Accurascale. This is an air of quality and robustness about it, securely cradling the 3 wagons inside. Upon removing the wagons from the packaging, the first thing that strikes me is how light the wagons are, but they also feel quite balanced. We'll see if they're good performers when I test them on the layout shortly. What also strikes me is the fine intricate detail that the designers have managed to incorporate into these. They look incredibly fine, but also reassuringly robust. I don't get the impression I'm about to snap something off, so even somebody with numb sausage fingers should be able to handle these without breaking it. Looking more close at the grey unfitted wagons, you'll see that each corner has a lightly sprung buffer. The white diagonal line here indicates the end where there was a door. These doors were used for tipping. On each door there are 2 separately fitted white grab rails. Now these feel too robust to be made from plastic, so I'm guessing they're a metal of some sort. The small lamp iron here, and you'll not be able to pick up on the camera, even has some bolt or rivet detail where it was fixed to the actual wagon. This is seriously impressive attention to the smallest of details. Unlike the bauxite ones, which I'll show you later, these don't have top flap doors. During development it was felt that this might weaken the structural integrity of the wagon when loaded, so they didn't put them in place. All print on this wagon is sharp and crisp, with no hazing or defects, and this extends to the finely printed details on the underframe as well. Moving to the underside, we see a host of detail, including leaf spring suspension, rodding, levers, and in the case of the vacuum fitted wagon, fine pipework. All very intricate and impressive. Both mineral wagons run freely on drilled wheels on 26mm over pinpoint axles with kinematic couplers. They have a very positive central return action to them, which is light years ahead of, say, the Oxford Mark III coaches, which are very flimsy indeed. Turning to the bauxite wagon, we have the same level of detail and flawless livery application. However, unusually, I can see this particular wagon has a few finger marks on it, but nothing that is in the paint, and it will be easily removed. I suppose we forget all models are handled by humans at the other side of the world, so finger marks are inevitable. However, unlike some other companies, at least the paint has dried on this example before being handled. The shade of bauxite has a definite richness about it, and compares favourably to the colour swatches I have of Rail Match BR bauxite. Again, it's flawlessly applied, along with all printed detail. It's when you study wagons like this that you realise just why Accurascale won the Manufacturer of the Year award from Hornby magazine readers. They just make other brands look substandard at times. These wagons are fitted with BR 8 class shoe vacuum brakes, which were introduced on builds during 1961. You'll see from this wagon that it also has the top fitted flap doors that I talked about earlier. This wagon also features pairs of brackets, presumably to catch the doors to prevent them being unsecure when unloading. This differs from the unfitted wagon that only has one single bracket under each door. It's good to see Accurascale have done their homework, even on small details such as this. I'll now turn my attention to the British Rail Coil A steel wagon. In the late 1950s, British Railways was caught out of step with the increase in production of rolled strip steel, and as a result, neither the correct type or necessary quantity of wagons were available to meet the demands placed upon the system by this traffic. When first built, the Coil wagon brand was carried on the wagons until the late 1960s, when they were given the brand Coil A VB and later Coil A. Under the TOPS system, the designation was changed to KAV. However, from 1983, this was changed again to SFV and SFW for the air pipe variants. These were first allocated in locations that included Leith South, Wolverhampton Steel Terminal, Whitemill Road in Leeds, Press Steel in Swindon, Stroud and Jackson and Bell at Watford North. By 1971, examples of Coil A wagons can also be found at South Shields and at Middlesbrough. There was also 15 allocated on hire to British Steel Corporation at Motherwell. By 1984, there were 29 remaining vehicles that were used on South Wales workings, along with 27 Coil B survivors. However, by 1992, the number of survivors had fallen to 21, and by the end of that year, the last examples were scrapped. With the cover removed, it really does have a wow factor. Just look at the small, tiny holes drilled in the frame and the brackets there. I mean, it really is impressive. I've no idea how they get machines to do something so fine. The detail continues to the curved base of the wagon, which is a feature on the prototype. It's amazingly well done, and I have to say, superbly assembled as well. Turning the wagon over, it's just crazy to see how much detail they've designed into this model. You can see the brake shoes fit perfectly in line with the wheels. Vacuum brake equipment and fine pipework and rodding is included. We have the same robust kinematic couplers as we did with the 21-ton mineral wagons. And under frame is a mix of metal and plastic parts, all flawlessly put together with not a glue mark in sight. The detail pack that comes with each model will give alternative brake rigging and shoes if changing over to EM or P4 wheel sets. And there's also fine plastic rods that can be fitted if the nylon hood is removed, depicting a nice scene when they're being unloaded perhaps. One thing I would like to see from Accurascale is a small instruction leaflet on how to go about changing these over, and a diagram of how to fit these metal rods. That would be a bit of help for the modelers out there who are maybe not sure about changing these things over. Right, it's time to put these three wagons on the track and test them over some point work at various speeds, both being pulled and being pushed. If you're doing some marshalling and shunting around a yard, you're obviously going to be pushing them from the rear over some point work, so we'll test that to see their suitability and their performance. Well, after a good run of over 30 minutes, over all sorts of track work, point work, inclines and at various speeds, I can report back on a very successful test. I pride myself on good track work, and these wagons handled it all with ease. The price for these is £74.95 per pack of 3, so you're getting a top end product for less than £25 each. Compare that to say the Bachmann 16-ton mineral wagon, which is good, but it's only a couple of pounds cheaper, and it has a fraction of the detail. You then start to realise how good value these Accurascale products are. If you want to know more on these wagons, head over to the Accurascale website. If you're in the market for a 1960s to mid-1980s block train, ferrying coal or steel, then these wagons should be on your radar. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please post all comments in the comment section below, and if you want, please click on the like and subscribe icons. The icon at the bottom right hand side of the screen will take you into the Dean Park YouTube channel, where you can access all previous videos uploaded by me. In the meantime, stay safe, thanks for watching, cheers for now.